Hi everyone, welcome back for another ASMR geography video. And now it's Equatorial Guinea time. Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea. And we're gonna discover this very small country from the equatorial area of Africa, which is composed from one island, two islands, and the mainland. A very interesting country that has some interesting facts to be debated. First, we're gonna start with general facts about Equatorial Guinea. Well, actually, it's one of the smallest countries in Africa and the smallest to be member of the United Nations. So, smallest. UN member. It has an area of 28,000 square kilometers. 28,000 square kilometers. Equatorial Guinea is one of the largest oil producers in Africa. So they have a lot of oil. Oil producer, it's the largest. So such a tiny little country. It's the largest oil producer in Africa. Equatorial Guinea, it's the only African country to primarily speak Spanish, because Spain invaded this country between 1700 and 1800. Good. But also Portuguese is speaking in its areas. And now let's start with the provinces of Guinea Equatorial. The first one we're gonna talk about it's Annobon. The Annobon, it's in the Gulf of Guinea. It's an island in the Gulf of Guinea. So let's trace the contour. Isla de Annobon. The capital is Pale or San Antonio de Pale. Here. Okay. And now the facts. The province consists of the island of Annobon and its associated islet of Gulf of Guinea, which are here. The island mine industry are fishing and forestry. Fishing and forestry. Fishing and forestry. Oil in the Gulf of Guinea represents more than 80% of the economy. So oil here, it's 80% of its economy. Good. Now, the next province we're gonna talk about, we need to move north in the near Cameroon, because we have the Bioko Norte, which is this area. Bioko Norte, let's trace the contour, so that's cool. The capital, it's Repola, which is not depicted here. It's right here. Repola. The province is dominated by tropical rainforest with a little urban development. Luba, formerly San Carlos, it's the second largest town on Bioko. A port industry on the island's west coast beneath volcanic peaks. Right, next we have Bioko Sur. The next one is Bioko Sur. Bioko Sur. Alright. The capital is Luba. Bioko Sur in 1999, a free port. It was opened near the town, creating deep water access for larger and oil industry vessels. An alternative to the congested port of Malabo, which is also the capital of Equatorial Guinea. So in Luba they opened the port in 1999 as an alternative to Malabo port, especially for loading and unloading the oil products. Attraction in Luba includes several beaches and a colonial hospital. Time to move next. We have Centro-Sur, which is on the Mainland. Centro-Sur, it's this area. Centro-Sur. Let's trace the contour of the this. Alright, so Centro-Sur, the capital is Evianyong, right here. Evianyong. In 2009, it had a population of only 7,997 people. It's known for its nightlife, its market, and nearby waterfalls. It also contains a prison. Evianyong. Alright, next. The next one is Kientem, or Kientem, right here, this province. Okay, the medium zoom it's not so good. Let's trace the contour. The capital is Ebepin, right here near the border with Gabon. Ebepin. Well, Ebepin, it's very close to Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Cameroon. This area, Cameroon and Gabon. It's the end point of the three main transport routes coming from Bata, Yaoundé, and Gabon. Right, this is the only fact I found about Ebepin. Okay, next we have this province, which is named Litoral. Let's trace the contour. The capital is Bata, which is right here. We have Bata. Alright. After the anti-Spanish riots in 1969, the European population declined in Bata, and severe economic stagnation affected. But the oil boom beside oil products are timber and coffee. Coffee and timber. Right. Good. Now the next one is this province, which is Wele-Nzas, 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 and the capital is Mongomo, right here near the border with Gabon. We have only one fact for this province. The name derives from Benito River, also called the Wele, and the Piedransas mountain range. Piedransas, Piedransas mountain range. So that's the name of the Wele-Nzas. Good. Next. Alright, we have the area of Chiplojo, which is not depicted here, it's right here. And the capital is Ciudad de La Paz, Ciudad de La Paz, Ciudad de La Paz, Ciudad de La Paz. Well, actually, Ciudad de La Paz or formerly Oyala, is a city that is being built to replace Malabo as the national capital. Malabo, which is right here in the island area. So they are building a city here to replace that capital. Alright, and now let's speak about Malabo. Malabo. Well, the Malabo is the present capital of Equatorial Guinea. Spanish is the official language in the city, but as well of Pidgin-English. Pidgin-English is used as a language of wider communication across Bioko Island, including Malabo. Malabo is the oldest city in Equatorial Guinea, but Ciudad de La Paz, which just I spoke about, it's planned a community under construction in the mainland Equatorial Guinea to replace Malabo. Right. Well, Malabo was in 1472, in an attempt to find a new route to India, the Portuguese navigator Fernando Po encountered the island of Bioko, which called it Formosa, and there it's established the city of Malabo. Right. Okay. Malabo has a relatively young population. Approximately 45% of the population is under 50.